All right. Hey, everybody, we are back. Back drawing today. We're at the animation desk. Drawing animation drawings. We just had a nice hour and a half live stream with our members. And so now we're back doing a public stream with everybody. Doing some Snow Bear. And I think I'm going to do some drawings of a lot of the different characters I've done over the years. How about that? I think that could be fun. Some of the different characters that I've created and animated for Disney over the years. Let's do that today, along with Snow Bear. I'm going to do a new drawing of Snow Bear. Snow Bear. For those of you that are just coming on and aren't familiar with us and what we've done, just completed a new animated short, 2D, called Snow Bear, and it's about a polar bear living in the Arctic, a lonely polar bear who's trying to make friends. He can't find any friends. No one wants to be friends with him. He's a big, scary polar bear. And so he decides to literally make a friend by making a snow bear. So this is who he is. I'm going to draw him right now.
TikTok here. Already got almost 200 people on.
Hey, everybody.
Hey guys, Tick's over on the membership stream, including Erica, Jean, the Dancing Machine, and Maria. And they're all saying hello.
We got people watching on Twitch. We got people watching on YouTube. We got people watching on Facebook.
We got all the platforms happening today.
Sama says, I just submitted a work-in-progress animation film to a local festival. I'm hoping I get in.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, we've been getting into a few, but we can't announce them until it's all made public. But we're very happy. We've started to enter Snow Bear into various festivals, and so far so good. We'll see what happens.
Valley Dweller on Twitch asks, is this live? Yes, it is.
This is live. I'm drawing live.
It is indeed live.
Want to let people know that we have extended over at Creature Art Teacher. For those just joining us, we've been running our annual Cyber Week sale.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
That is crazy, bro.
Is this Brother Bear you're drawing?
I know it looks like Brother Bear. This is not Brother Bear. If we had him in color, we would see that he's a white bear. He's a polar bear. I directed Brother Bear, and so there's definitely going to be some similarities. I tend to draw bears similarly. Similarly?
If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then it's clearly a goose.
If you were to put this side by side with Brother Bear, you would definitely see differences. It's not exactly the same.
On the member stream, Walt Disney has commented and says, hello, Mr. Blaze. Do you remember when we met for the first time?
I do remember. What a time that was.
Thank you so much for teaching me.
You got so hammered that night.
That's just his head pouting.
Yeah, exactly.
The frozen head of Walt Disney says.
Fighting with his tongue.
Boy, that...
There, I got an idea for a mascot. A freaking mouse. What do you think of that?
Yeah,
Yep.
Walt and I had this crazy night in Bangkok.
This is all live today, people. We got a lot of people asking, is this live? Because we did a 24-hour pre-recorded stream earlier in the week. And I think that's why a lot of people might be confused. But yeah, this is live. This is happening now.
You're almost 900 people on TikTok.
Hello, TikTok and Twitch or X. I can't call it X. I just can't do it.
YouTube question: do you guys ever use reference, or is it all drawing from your head?
Right now, it's all drawing from my head. But when I started creating the polar bear character, I used a lot of reference. Lots and lots of reference to work out my designs. One of the things that I really love about Disney, Pixar, my time at Disney, that, we spent a lot of time doing our research before we started doing our designing. And that's what helps create really believable characters. And so the more research you can do and the reference that you use, the more believable you can get your characters. And then after that, you can start doing it out of your head because you're building up this visual library in your brain.
Alex on TikTok says, I watched you on Corridor. Love that episode.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully we're going to do another episode with Corridor now that the film is done. Snow Bear is finished.
Did you know the guy that studied bears, who was famous when you did Brother Bear?
Timothy Treadwell?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Unfortunately, Timothy went a little too far with the bears and didn't survive. I guess for a better, no other way to say it. For lack of a better way of saying it, I should say.
Just be a little careful there, because as you're leaning to the right, you're leaning closer into the camera.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
you're covering the left third.
Gotcha. You're getting to see my scalp,
Your gray hair.
His full head of hair.
my full head of old man hair.
Martin Burgers on the membership stream says, "Hello there. What did I miss?"
Oh, Martin Berger, long time no here.
Interesting that Martin just joined. Martin, you just missed Walt Disney actually moments ago.
I thought that was Martin.
I have a feeling it was. He just changed back.
Oh, gotcha.
Iris says, I literally have his class.
Martin and Walt
my
Disney.
class? Oh, nice.
Martin and Walt Disney are like Bruce Wayne and Batman. They're never seen.
Oh, they're never in the same room together, are they?
Or Clark Kent and Superman.
Or Michael and Latoya Jackson.
Oh, what?
What are some projects you worked on as Emma on TikTok?
Well, I started at Disney back in the late 80s. And so basically everything from 1989 well, I shouldn't say everything because there's a lot of projects I skipped over, but I worked on The Rescuers Down Under and Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and Pocahontas and Mulan, The Lion King, and then I co-directed Brother Bear.
Honest Gamer 101 on Twitch asks, do you have any interesting stories from meeting any of the voice actors when drawing a character for them?
I don't know how interesting they are, but I really worked with a lot of great artists. On Brother Bear, I worked with Joaquin Phoenix for several years. And when I say several years, meaning over the period of several years, we brought him in to record his voice. And Joaquin's great, man. He's a heck of an actor. And
obviously you met Harvey Fierstein.
Harvey
Yao.
Fierstein, yeah, for Yao, and George Takei because I animated the main ancestors.
Actually,
Rhymes with
you've got a
okay.
funny story with George Takei, right?
Yes, I went up to, when I first got introduced to George Takei, I said, "Hello, Mr. Takei, it's nice to meet you." And he shook my hand and he goes, "Well, actually, it's Takei. Rhymes with okay."
What about any funny stories with Rick Moranis, they're asking?
Rick Moranis and it was actually very funny. With Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas, they're the Moose, if you are familiar with Brother Bear. And a lot of their they're just experts at sketch comedy. So they're improv all the way. And so I would say about 60 or 70% of everything that ended up in the film was them improving off of what we had written. And so I would go in the booth. I did this with Joaquin as well. I would read the roles against them. So I can actually say I've played scenes with Joaquin Phoenix. and Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas. But I would go in the room with them, and I would read against them while they did their lines. And a lot of times they would improv, so it would be a line I didn't expect, and it would be really funny. And I would start laughing, and I would blow the take because. So they had to kick me out of the booth. I had to do it all from the engineering booth.
Maya wants to know if you ever met Robin Williams.
I did meet Robin Williams. As a matter of fact, I was sitting at my desk one day, and he came into our studio, and he was going around meeting everybody, and he came up behind me as I was sitting at my desk, and this booming voice goes, "Aaron, it's time to go to lunch." And it was Robin Williams. And I was working on a little Roger Rabbit cartoon at the time, animating this little frog character. It was a cartoon that never got made. It was called Hair in My Soup. And it was Roger Rabbit at a restaurant. Him and Baby Herman and Mom and all that. And so I was doing test animation for it. And so I showed Robin that. And he was so gracious and fascinated and wonderful. He was just a great guy. And that was the other thing. When we were working in Florida, MGM, our studio was also a tourist attraction. It was part of the park, and so there was a big pane of glass that went all the way around the studio, and on the other side of the glass were the tourists, and they'd come in and they'd watch us work, and we called it the fish bowl because we felt like a bunch of fish in a fish bowl.
Thanks for your follow, Bam.
And yeah, and so we when Robin Williams came in and he saw all the people behind the glass, he just went into performance mode, and it was really fun. It was like we got a little Robin Williams concert right there in front of us.
Did you get to meet Elton John during the production of The Lion King?
No, not during the production of The Lion King, but I was directing a smaller film later on. I was for a little while. I didn't finish the film, but I was directing a film called Romeo and Juliet. And that film was being done in conjunction with Elton John's production company, Rocket Pictures. And Elton was writing a lot of the music. And so I went to Vegas and had dinner with Elton after one of his shows. So that was pretty cool.
A personal question, but of all the improv jokes that Dave Thomas or Rick Moranis did for Brother Bear, was there any that they might recall that made you like laugh the hardest? Like,
well, no, I mean some of the the yoga stuff that they did was really funny, and when he was trying to tell Rut to leave him alone because he's trying to concentrate while he eats, all that kind of stuff.
Hey, I mean, twig.
Yeah, and then when he was talking about being a full-blooded Wolverine,
Oh yeah,
that was all off the cuff. So all that kind of stuff was really funny. So there's a little
Do you know
Snow Bear?
James Baxter?
I do know James Baxter, yes. We worked together at Disney. James, in my opinion, is one of the best animators in the world. Hands down.
1,200 people on TikTok.
Hey, guys. So there's our polar bear making the snow bear. And we should announce that you're going to be available, right?
Yes, I was waiting until you got a little further into it, but absolutely. So we thought we would do something fun today. Today, Aaron is going to do a bunch of original drawings, and starting tomorrow morning, they're going to be available for sale, for purchase on our website, creatureartteacher.com. If you go to creatureartteacher.com/originals, we've got a slide for that. They will be up tomorrow. Yep, go to creatureartteacher.com. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong stream. Go to creatureartteacher.com/originals, and the drawings you see today will be available for purchase tomorrow. And we've also got some animation drawings that Aaron did earlier in the week for TikTok that are going to be up there. We've got a bunch of stuff. So go to creatureartteacher.com/originals tomorrow. You'll be able to order them. Or if you go to creatureartteacher.com/news, you can join our newsletter and we'll email you as soon as they're up. And that's the best way to get alerted. creatureartteacher.com/news. You'll also get a free course delivered on December 25th for joining our newsletter.
All right. So there is That's our grizzly bear. His name is Glenn. Our
Grizzly or
I'm sorry, polar bear. Ah, man, I'm sinking myself.
You can tell by his long.
Yes, you can tell by his shallow forehead. Yes, exactly. And here's one that I did earlier of him sitting there. So this one actually animates. I don't know for some of you folks out there.
YouTube question while you're setting that up. Do you know anyone that has done work on Ren and Stimpy?
I don't. That was done. I love Ren and Stimpy, but I don't know anyone that worked on it. I've met people along the way, but it was back in the '90s. So this is something I animated earlier of him underwater, kind of doing the turnaround, and that was kind of fun. But I want to do for this section of the live stream, I wanted to go ahead and just do a bunch of singular drawings.
It's alive! It's alive!
It's alive!
it's alive.
And then Jonathan on Facebook has a question. Good afternoon, Blaze crew.
Hello.
If Aaron has time to answer, my question is, when do backgrounds get completed in the production process? Is that before animators start animating, or are the backgrounds created later in the process?
They are, a lot of times they're created at the same time. So backgrounds will come out of layout, and layout is the area where they create the stages. It's where the characters are going to act. It's basically the drawings. This is for 2D animation. Basically the drawings for the backgrounds themselves.
Are you my favorite character?
I don't know. Maybe. Is this your favorite character? Yeah.
Martin Berger on the membership stream says, love it when Aaron is doing traditional artwork, and also says, hey, Venata, by the way, great to see the whole crew.
We're the gang's all here.
Sorry.
That's okay.
The thing
So,
that,
so with I got to finish answering that question, you guys.
Sorry.
So, a lot of times the backgrounds will be done at the same time, but also if there's something that it requires a character to interact with the background, like they have to touch something or something like that, the background will be done afterwards so that it can match the animation.
And when you did Snow Bear, how did you do it?
I did the backgrounds it would be either at this afterwards or before, because obviously I was doing the entire thing myself. So sometimes I would do the backgrounds before, but if he had to register to something, I would do the animation first, then I would do the background.
Martin Berger's asking, how's Marshall?
Marshall's great. For those of you that don't know, Marshall is my father, who's a big part of the streaming family. Everybody knows Marshall.
Yeah, he's currently freezing his butt off up north.
Yes.
Up and north.
Up to north. Up in Vermont.
So for those of you that don't know, I worked on Beauty and the Beast back in 1990. The film came out in 91. And I was one of the animators of the Beast under Glenn Keane.
There were 6 of you, right?
There was 6 of us, yes. So I thought I would kind of go into my memory banks and see if I can remember how to draw the Beast. I've drawn him quite a bit over the last several years, so I'm having an okay time.
Every time you start with a triangle, I know it's the Beast.
Exactly.
You start with a circle.
Start with those simple shapes. And one thing about the Beast is that as much of an animal, all this mixture of animals that he is, we still wanted him to have a little vestige of humanity left. And so his eyes are human.
How do you draw so fast?
Practice, practice, practice.
Yeah, Kim Cooper asked, do you think you'll host another art retreat once the Snow Bear tour is done?
Yes. We're gonna do all of that.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah.
We're really hoping to get back to Peckforton Castle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that would be cool.
that'd be quite nice.
Beckforton Castle in Cheshire, England was we basically we rented a castle for everybody to come, and we taught watercolor for a week out of this castle in England.
Was it 25 students or 30?
25 or 30. Yeah, it was a lot.
It was quite up there.
That was a good time.
Oh, it was great.
Erica says, "I want to go to the castle."
Hey, Nick, can you turn that air back on? Sorry.
Sure.
You hot?
Yeah, I'm getting a little warm here. I don't know if it's sitting under the light or what.
Sarah says, I love your art style.
Oh, thank you. Dustin and I went out yesterday out into the place called Lake Apopka near here. You know, we live here in Florida. And so we went out, there's a bunch of alligators out sunning themselves. So we got to draw alligators live, which was fun.
Tracy wants to know if you could show the bear animating again at some point.
Yes.
Her son is really interested in learning how to animate.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if they are interested in learning how to animate, you should go over to creatureartteacher.com. Aaron's paper animation course is on sale right now for only $1,
Yeah.
as is his fundamentals of animation course.
Yeah, I've got several animation courses that I've created on my website, creatureartteacher.com. And yeah, like Nick said, I've got paper animation, I've got the fundamentals of animation, I've got
$1, you say?
separating the mechanics from the performance.
I do.
Yes.
$1. creatureartteacher.com, I say.
Creatureartteacher.com.
Oh, and someone's asking, what do you do with the drawings when you're done?
I burn them.
Burn them all.
No, these are going to be for sale on our website.
Then once they're sold, then we burn them.
Yeah.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You're buying the charred ashes of an original drawing by Aaron Blaze.
We're going to take a note from Banksy, and we're going to, you get the ashes.
With a flash drive that shows the video footage of that image being burned.
Buy a drawing, we'll send you a banana instead.
That is taped to a wall.
Did you see that guy ate that?
Yeah.
The guy that bought the banana?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
But it tastes better than other bananas. Okay.
I would think it would taste a little more rotten because it was sitting on that wall for how many days was it before somebody bought it?
No, they bought it fresh from a guy,
Oh.
like a street vendor that day.
Oh, right.
Following, says Charlie.
Oh, Zalji made it out to the member stream.
Zoungophilius. I don't know where that came. Zoungophilius. I was trying to come up with a long Zounge name, and that's what came out. Sorry about that. It sounds like a disease.
Ask your doctor about Zongophilius.
Zangifina. That's a princess.
Do you suffer from Zongophilius?
Zalgidicus. That sounds more Greek, actually.
Learning how to animate.
Side effects may include death.
That was dark.
That went really dark.
Oh yeah, I always go that direction.
Will Snow Bear be available on YouTube?
Eventually, way
Yes.
down the road, yes.
Not right away because there are rules. We're hoping to get it under awards consideration, and there are rules regarding when you can put stuff on streaming, when it can be available online at all, for that matter. So we kind of have to do the whole film festival circuit thing first, and then after the award seasons pass, hopefully, if we're honored enough to be eligible for some of that, once that's all done, then it'll be available for streaming.
Yeah, but yeah, we want to be able to stream it on our website first. We'll do that, and then
Did you work on All Dogs Go to Heaven, or do you know someone who did?
I know a couple of people that did. No, I did not.
Joey Mildenberger did, who has
Yes.
a course on 2D effects animation on our website, which is $35 off right now. It's the lowest price ever. It's an amazing course. Joey's a legend in the 2D effects industry, or 2D effects animation world. He animated tons of stuff in All Dogs Go to Heaven as far as the effects go, including that famous shot where I believe the main dog's name is Charlie. He's getting sucked up into he's getting sucked up into the tornado. And in the course, he actually shows you how he did all that.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for people that doubt themselves in their artistic ability?
Yes. Stop it.
Twitch comment. Twitch comment. I bought Procreate Dreams because of you, and now I can do animation anywhere, even in the toilet.
That's great.
Nice.
But let me go back to the other question. You know, everybody's going to doubt themselves at some point. A lot of doubt comes from comparing yourself to other artists, worrying about how you're comparing. Stop comparing yourself to other artists. Compare yourself to yourself, and just do it because you enjoy it. If you're not enjoying your art, if you're putting too much pressure on yourself, then there's a problem there. And you know, art, even though I've been making it part of my job, my living, for 40 years now, I've always loved it. I do it because I love it and I enjoy it, and I wouldn't do it otherwise. So don't compare yourself to other artists. You know, keep your, you keep your own standard to yourself, and that's the key to that.
That's a good beast.
Yeah, this is a good
That
beast.
is a really good beast.
Kim Cooper has a question for Vedanta, asking what lawn decor does Vedanta have planned for this year?
You know what?
Last year was pretty awesome.
The candy canes, the big candy canes.
Yeah,
that are made out of wood.
The holiday decor, yeah.
You know, I set up trees before Thanksgiving, so I've got one big tree and two trees and a bunch of little ones, like 5 little ones. So I don't know how much up front I'm gonna do this year. So, but inside looks good.
All right, so there's the beast.
Dustin, we've got a slide about our newsletter. If you go to creatureartteacher.com/news, or if you sign up for our newsletter using the QR code on our screen. Yep, 3 course. Yep. If you sign up using the QR code that you can see on your screen right now, you're going to get a free course from Aaron delivered to your inbox on December 25th. Plus, if you sign up there tomorrow, we'll let you know when these original drawings are available for sale. So if you want to possibly own any of these drawings that Aaron is doing today, go to creatureartteacher.com/news or scan the QR code on your screen.
You got 54,000 likes on TikTok.
Awesome.
Holy cannoli.
Thanks, you guys.
Oh, and if you can do that flipping the bear at some point.
Oh, yeah. Let me do that now. Flipping the bear. I'm going to flip off the bear. Really? Really? Did you really have to say that? So here is. So, you know, when I'm animating a character, I'm thinking about not just the path of action, the movement. I really want to think about where am I starting? Where do I want to end up? You know, here's the 2 poses. And then I want to connect those poses with the movement. And I want the movement to be fluid. I want it to have some grace and fluidity. So here you can see he comes down before he comes back up. And it gives it a little bit more fluidity. And then you think about things like the ears. You can see those ears drag through the water. You can see right here, see those ears start to drag. So I'm thinking about all these different things. See how the hand, his left arm, see how that rotates as he starts to turn. I'm thinking about the anatomy of how that's going to look. All the individual parts and pieces. But then you want to think about how they all work together as a unit as well. And you can also see this kind of fluid S-shape line of action through his body And I want to maintain that as he turns his body.
The stretchy one is cool. The second
Yeah, then this one here, yeah, the stretch on the mouth as he comes up. That makes the animation more dynamic. You can see this, the stretch on the ears, the jaw, all of that. That's drag. That's all the drag as he turns through the water.
makes snow bear.
I wanted to get back to filmmaking again, animated filmmaking, and and I wanted to do a film that I could do all myself. So I wanted a low character count, and I wanted what I thought at the time was going to be a simple environment. I thought the Arctic would be a simple environment, and I had this inspiration of this character that I thought, this lonely character living in the Arctic, this polar bear. And so we coupled all that and came up with this idea of this lonely polar bear who can't make any friends, and so he makes a snow bear. And all, that premise came to me, and I pitched it to Nick, and we started talking about it, and it developed. And next thing you know, we didn't let it go away, and we just started making it eventually. It took several years before we started to actually make it.
Thomas on YouTube asks, artist of 12 years here speaking, what should I do if I need money but don't want to stop my art career? Have you ever had to take a side job while still working on your art career?
Rob a bank? Yes. I've had times when I've had to go off and earn money in other places. And so, you do what you have to keep doing what you want to do. And I've had lean times, and I've had, good times.
Right. I think that's pretty common in the art industry. The best advice I can give somebody is to be flexible. There's a lot of, right now, if you look online, there's a lot of bleak sort of, I think because of the influence of AI and just the influence of the internet in general now, there's a lot of bleak negativity about the art, animation, game, film industry right now because there have been a lot of recent layoffs and there's a lot of people struggling with work. But the entertainment industry has always been cyclical.
It has.
There's always been ups and downs and layoffs and hiring waves. The difference is right now you've got Reddit and the internet and social media for all these people to vent about it, which is both good and bad.
But one thing I'd notice about with young people, and this is where I start sounding like the grumpy old man, is they're defeated before they get started.
Right.
And if you love this, dive into it. Go into it with a passion. That passion will pay off.
Yeah, don't let the fear of what could go wrong stop you from
Keep you from doing it. Yeah.
stop you from exploring what might go right.
Exactly.
Do you need a degree to be successful in animation?
No, I don't have a degree. I went to college, but I never got my degree.
Bartenberger says, new course on cat.com, how to rob a bank. And Don C is asking Martin, does the class come with a face mask?
Is that Yao from Mulan you're drawing?
No, this is Nala from The Lion King.
And there's
Yes, this is Yao.
Full of jokes today.
Sarcasm. So for people who don't know, Yao is Aaron's character. So he
Yeah,
designed
as a matter of fact,
he designed and animated it.
This is the original maquette made by Tony Cipriano, who's
A
got
little out of
courses.
focus.
Oh, sorry guys.
We don't have autofocus on that.
I have it on now.
But this is the original maquette sculpted by Tony Cipriano, who has courses on our website on sculpting from Mulan. So I created this character, designed him. I didn't create him, I designed him, but he was created in the script, obviously. But then I supervised his animation throughout the course of the film. And so when we do a maquette like this, we want to create a pose that kind of looks good from every direction. And so I really worked hard at coming up with this dynamic pose that no matter where I turned it, it was a pleasing pose. And then what you do is you draw it from different angles, different directions. And I gave this to Tony Cipriano, and he went away. This is back before the days of digital sculpting, and he sculpted this in Sculpey. And he would come back, and I would give him notes, and he'd go away and sculpt some more until eventually we had the finished sculpture. And then they went away and made molds of it, and they poured some resin casts, and this is the one that I got during Mulan. And because I was the supervisor of the character when the film was over, I was allowed to keep my maquette. So this is the original maquette of Yao from Mulan.
Give a quick tilt upward for the TikTok viewers.
Like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty good though. Yeah.
There we go.
But Kibble Kid said that he and Nala would be friends. It would be cool to do a little animation with Yao and Nala.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
Like they're buddies.
Well, Yao was based off of an animal. I had, at the time, an English bulldog and named Violet. And she was this, she had the big jaw, she had the whole deal. And her nose was just like this. And at the time when I was first designing him, his first designs didn't have this giant kind of bulldog jaw right here. And so I, we got, he wasn't bad, but there's something just wasn't quite right with him. And so I remember coming back and I was looking at Violet saying, you know what, he needs that jaw. And so I came into work and added the jaw, and it looked great. It really made the design. And so that is how Yao got his big jaw.
He loves his fists.
Yes. He loves his fist. There's a scene that I animated when we first meet Yao and the Gang of Three with Mulan, and he punches the tattoo guy, the guy that has the dragon tattoo on his chest, and the guy says, "Look, this tattoo will protect me from harm." And Yao punches him, and they say, "Yeah, well, you better get your money back." And after Yao punches him, he kisses his fist, because his fists are his pride and joy.
Aaron, by any chance, are you planning on doing some animation in Procreate Dreams on your member streams?
I wasn't planning on it, but I could down the road.
I think we got a lot of people out there using Procreate Dreams.
Yes. I in my studio, I like to work bigger. That's why I don't use it generally in my studio, because I have a big Cintiq, which is why I use TV Paint. But down the road, we could probably do some smaller projects in Procreate Dreams, and you guys could follow along. I think that could be kind of cool, actually.
Real quick, there's a question that I don't think you've ever been asked before. What pencil are you using?
This is a Mitsubishi Hi-Uni 10B. It's a very, very, very soft lead pencil. I really love it. And you can see it's really kind of rich. It's got these nice dark lines that it creates.
Will you be signing all of these drawings?
Yes, I will. In fact, I just signed this one here, The Beast.
How do you
And,
keep?
and I forgot to sign this one.
Yeah, actually, when we sell all these drawings tomorrow, they all come signed, and they're all going to come with a certificate of authenticity as well.
How do you keep from smearing graphite on the drawings you shade? You shade in like this one of Yao.
I do smear them. I smear them all over the place. But I don't know. There is a little bit of smearing. If I were to erase around it, you'd see that there is smearing.
It's just very hard to see with the
That's part of the handmade
Like-
quality. The schmear.
schmear. You just gotta schmear.
Get big
There we go. There's Yao.
King of the rock. And there's nothing you girls can do about it. My favorite line of Yao's.
I love when he's standing up and she looks up and goes, "Oh," because you know what she
You know
saw.
what you see.
Sorry, Dustin, I cut you off.
my favorite bit is when
they're going up against the guards, and Mulan asks, "Okay, any questions?" And he goes, "Does this dress make me look fat?" And then he gets smacked.
Gnome says, I love tuning into your lives and drawing with you.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Gene says, "Can we do a request? I'd like to see the wizard in Sword in the Stone."
I would too.
Well, see, Aaron didn't animate that.
Merlin.
Lion King, please. Jam.
Jam.
Barton says, "We need a book with Aaron's quotes one day."
Do you work on the classic Disney animator's desk? Yes, he is right now, as a
That's
matter
what
of
I'm
fact.
working on now. Yeah.
They're zoomed in kind of tight, so they can't see that necessarily. But yes, actually, if you go to Aaron's YouTube channel, there's a video that says the Disney Desk Tour, and that is the video, or that is the desk that he is working on right now.
But don't go there now. Don't leave the stream.
Yeah, don't leave
No.
the stream.
Wait.
How can we get your signed sketches? Shelly asks on Twitch. Shelly, here's what you're going to do. Go to creatureartteacher.com/news, NEWS, and sign up for our newsletter. And we will email you tomorrow morning once they're available on the website. And that's when they're going to go up. They're going to go up tomorrow morning at creatureartteacher.com, which is Aaron's website. So sign up for our newsletter at creatureartteacher.com/news.
So are you a storyboard artist on traditional paper?
Nope, I'm an animator. I've done storyboards. I storyboarded all of Snow Bear. And I did a lot of storyboards on Brother Bear. But I'm primarily an animator
All around great guy.
and all around great guy.
Is it wrong to color while animating, or should you do it after?
It doesn't matter. Now, if you're talking about final color, yeah, you want to do it after. But I like to shade my drawings. You know, even when I was doing rough animation at Disney, a lot of times I would shade my drawings like this just to make them clear.
How do you know how many empty papers to leave between key poses?
You mean empty frames is what
Yeah.
they probably mean.
Yeah.
It's all timing. And over time, you'll start to understand the timing. That the frame rate of film going through a camera, the film camera is 24 frames per second. So that's the standard. So I know that I have 24 frames for every second that goes through. And so you start to understand what you can do with 24 frames or 8 frames or 36 frames. And you start to kind of understand that timing over time. Understand the timing over time.
We have a new member in the membership stream.
Hey!
Jose Malikoff says, "Hello, first time here.
Hey, hello.
Is this drawing for the White Bear film?" You mean Snow Bear?
Yeah, Snow Bear. This is actually Nala from The Lion King.
They might be seeing a delay. Maybe they should be seeing it live. Never mind. I thought maybe because you can rewind, so maybe they.
I can see how this might be a bear. Maybe. But nope.
You're mostly just doing drawings today that you're going to be putting on sale tomorrow,
Yeah.
not necessarily animating today. Any tips for someone who wants to be an animator too? Asked Andre on TikTok.
Yes, animate. And I know that's a glib answer, but if you want to learn how to animate, first of all, there's tons of information out on the internet, including my website. But there's stuff, free stuff online, on YouTube, all kinds of places where you can learn kind of the basics of animation. And then really the only way to start understanding how it works and, understanding timing and all that kind of stuff is to start animating.
If you want to animate, then just animate. Simple as that.
On TikTok. Is that a bear or a tiger?
This is Nala.
This is a lion.
Okay, lion.
Aaron was the character designer and animator for Nala in The Lion King.
Yes.
Young Nala.
This is young Nala from The Lion King.
You might pull out that maquette. I don't know.
Yeah. Shall I?
How many likes on TikTok?
On TikTok, we're up to 78.7 thousand. So almost 79,000 likes. We're still just under 800 people on. It is Friday. We got a lot of people still in school today. So, school's not quite out.
On school or work?
Some people are watching from school. They're like, I'm at school right now watching.
Well,
Put your phone away. Just kidding.
Hey, buddy, put your phone away.
Do you know how you're going to be pricing these drawings yet?
yes, with numbers.
That clears things up.
Did the lead animators mostly always design the main characters as well?
Yes. So the lead animators were, the way it worked back in the old days is that we would be cast on a character just like an actor is cast to a role. And the first thing we did as a lead animator was it was our job to design the character. And so sometimes there would be a character designer already on the film and they would get it started, but then the animators would finish it. Or other times there wouldn't be a character designer and we would just all get together and compare our designs with the directors until it was done. That's how it was on The Lion King. So when Mark Henn and I, we worked in the Florida studio together, and then there was a California studio where a lot of the other animators were working. Mark Henn created young Simba, and I created young Nala, and so he and I are constantly checking our character designs against each other to see how they look together. So that's why Nala and Simba, I think, kind of look pretty good together.
How long have you been animating?
I've been animating for 36 years. Or about 3 hours this morning.
Longer than a lot of probably people watching have been alive.
Yes.
What was the last movie that you made?
Well, I made a short film called Snow Bear. That's actually coming out. And then the last major film that I made that was released was Brother Bear back in 2003. So it's been a while. It's been a while. But I've worked on a lot of projects since then. I've worked on projects that have been released, but not as an animator. I worked on Ferdinand, where I helped, animate characters before they were modeled. After they were designed, like Ferdinand himself, I would do animation of Ferdinand just to move him around so they could see what he would look like.
You did the John Lewis commercial.
I did the John Lewis commercial,
Which we had a question about, as a matter of
The
fact.
Bear and the Hare.
My question disappeared somehow. I apologize. Where did that go? I recently rewatched the John Lewis Bear and the Hare advert and was blown away by the craftsmanship. Can you tell us what it was like to work on that project?
It was very cool. First of all, it was very fast. So I designed the characters, all the characters in the commercial. I designed all of them, and then I animated the bear and the hare, and then the rest of the crew here in Florida, they animated the other animals, and we did all of that in like 8 weeks over the span of a summer. And then the rest of it was being directed and created in London. So I did all of that animation actually on paper. And that was the project that really kind of spurred me to think about trying digital animation, drawing digitally, because a lot of the guys did their animation digitally. And I thought it was really interesting. And so that was the first time I had really ever seen that. But I did mine on paper. And so the drawings were scanned and then colored digitally and then they were cut out on boards and placed into a real set,
Like a stop motion.
like a
set?
stop motion set. Yeah,
Wow.
and it was very cool.
That's on YouTube too, right? You can see the bear. In the
Yeah, I definitely. It used to be. I'm not sure if it's there. I know it's on Vimeo. There's definitely a making of the bear in there. Excuse me, the bear in the hair on there.
It's just a sweet Christmas commercial. That's sweet. Are you left-handed?
Yes, I am. I'm left-handed. My brother's left-handed. My mother was left-handed. My father is left-handed. Whole family. There's Nala.
Jose asks, I've been struggling to know where to start on a drawing. I already have the pose and idea, but struggle to figure out the first big shapes. Got any tips on that?
Yeah, that's what you have to do is start with those big shapes. You start broad and then you work towards the detail. If you're building a house, you don't start with the decking and everything else. You got to build the framework, right? And so that's really where you need to start and be loose with it. That's another key. I think people tend to, get a little bit tight too soon and makes it a little bit more difficult. So go broad and work towards the details.
It's just paper, right?
It's just paper. Don't be afraid of getting it dirty.
And Nick Hurst has hopped into the membership stream, says,
Hello, Nick Hurst from London.
hello, good to be back. How is everyone?
Cherry
Very good. Very good.
Absolutely fantastic.
So you can see by just doing a little smudging, I can get some soft effect in the coloring of her.
How do you create such flowing body shapes on the animal?
I'm always thinking about the line of action. I always want to try to get fluidity in the way that I'm creating the drawing. And so another thing too is I'm thinking about the direction she's going to be looking, and I want that pose to flow into the eye direction. So this pose kind of curves around and goes into her eye direction, and it helps with just the overall feel of it.
Get into becoming a Disney animator.
When I went to school back in the mid 80s, I wanted to be a National Geographic illustrator. I wanted to work for the magazine. And I wanted to be a painter, animal painter, wildlife painter, nature painter. And so I went to Ringling College of Art and Design in Sarasota, Florida, with the intent of being an animator, or not animator, an illustrator for National Geographic. And I found out fairly quickly that they freelanced everything. And I was freelancing my way through school to pay my bills. And I really didn't want to freelance anymore. And so I wanted to be on staff somewhere where I could just get a regular salary and not have to struggle as hard, on a daily basis. Or a weekly basis, and so I wanted to see if I could do that. And so I found out fairly quickly that there was two companies that were coming to interview. One was Hallmark Cards, which was the greeting card company, and then the other one was Disney. Disney was scouting schools outside of animation for the first time. They wanted to see if they could take people that could draw and teach them how to animate through an internship. So I put together a portfolio for Disney because they were first, and I got accepted. And I just fell in love with animation during that internship, and so I that's what I've been doing ever since.
Speaking of Roger,
Roger.
I'm trying to remember.
thanks for all the gifters on TikTok as well. I really appreciate all the support and the follows and the likes. You're just under 1,000 people on TikTok still.
All right. For such a minor character, this guy has been really popular. I've always loved how much people have embraced.
Sierra asks, longtime watcher, first time commenter, do you have any tips on making art friends as an adult? I'm not in school and work a full-time night shift. I loved your watercolor course.
Oh, thank you. I meet, there's ways of doing it. It's hard to say because all my art friends I've been friends with for 40 years, 35 years. And so, but I've met a lot of people online through social media, through, when I started my second career over after I left Disney, I met a lot of people that way. And so, like-minded people on your social media you'll find, and then you'll reach out to them and you get to be friends.
And Creature Art Teacher actually has an amazingly tight family of students.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you guys are always calling them out, Zamji and Erica and Nick.
Oh, yeah.
Would you ever direct a full-length Brother Bear style film with using the background style of Bear in the Hair?
I wouldn't repeat Brother Bear, but I would definitely do a film like that for sure.
I think that's what they meant.
Yeah, and I've actually said that in the past. I would love to do a film in that style, a full feature.
Is it hard to remember how to draw characters you've worked on in the past?
Yes.
Do you have to find references to jog your memory?
Well, not necessarily the ones I created, like these guys. I don't have as much problem with. But when it comes to like Pocahontas, who I animated Pocahontas for over a year, I can't for the life of me remember how to draw Pocahontas. And she was always difficult anyway.
A YouTube question, what should we not do when we learn animation?
Don't over animate. Don't draw too tightly too quickly. There's all kinds of stuff that you shouldn't do. Those are some of the pitfalls that people get into. They start tightening up their animation before they have the animation figured out. And then you'll find out that you've really wasted a bunch of time because you've got to change it.
In fact, if you're interested in learning animation, you might want to go over to creatureartteacher.com where we've got some of the biggest deals of the year going on. We've still got our 2 biggest deals of all time, which are Animation Mega Bundle and our Lifetime Membership. We've also got courses that are just $1 each. We've got Aaron's book right now is for sale. We started this last week, and it was the first 50 people to order The Art of Aaron Blaise Volume 2 get a free signed book. Well, we're down to only 20 left of those. So go to creatureartteacher.com/books if you want to grab those. And finally, we've got another announcement to make. Your next opportunity to see Snow Bear, if you want to see it in person on the East Coast, is going to be February 21st through 23rd. Aaron's going to be at the Animation Y'all Expo in Nashville, Tennessee. You can learn more at animationyall.com. Or if you scan the QR code on your screen, that'll take you straight to a chance to get tickets for our special screening of Snow Bear that we're doing.
Which that won't be on the TikTok, the QR code, right?
No, that's
Is there a
correct.
place they can find that?
Animationyall.com.
Come on, you can say it better than that.
Animation Y'all.
Y'all.
Get your tickets, go see the animation, y'all.
Okay. All right.
Was that a little too far?
Do you do international shipping? Yes, we do.
Yes, we do, for sure.
How do you feel about movies that are animated mostly in CG?
I love CG. I think CG is a great medium. I just also know that 2D is a wonderful medium, and I wish it hadn't left the feature world as the way that it did. But we're going to try to bring that back.
And I am a huge fan of Leica too. We just
Yeah.
watched Kubo and the 2 streams last night.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did finally watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
loved it.
Really good.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Which one?
Kubo
and the two strings.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's on Netflix, right? Something.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in this industry for going on 40 years now, and I'm still blown away at the subtleties that those guys get in their stop motion. It just blows my mind. I don't know how they
And
do
their
it.
characters are huge. They built like
Oh, yeah.
they built giant characters, not tiny ones.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And talking about animation now, Jose is asking, do you personally know the Bancroft brothers? They seem
I've-
great.
They are two of the first people I met when I started in animation. I've known the Bancrofts for 36 years.
You guys all started at the Florida studio on the same day.
We did, yeah. I still remember sitting across the table from them at our orientation. You gonna get the? Am I getting in the way?
No, it's just buffering on TikTok for some reason.
James Head has a request. Bring back 2D.
We're gonna try.
As Aaron says, it won't go away if we don't let it go away.
That's right. It's only gonna go away if we let it go away. So this is Raja. I created Raja. This is the first character that I was ever the creator of. I supervised. I was a young little whippersnapper.
What's your most beginner friendly course?
I've got, well, if you're new to art in general, we've got introductions to drawing.
With
I've
Ronnie
got-
Williford, yep.
Yeah, with Ronnie Williford. I've got a course on human anatomy where I talk about drawing people, character design. I've got that. They're all fairly beginner friendly, I think.
So should you know how to draw before you try to start animating?
Yes, I mean if you are wanting to animate 2D like I'm doing now, like I'm drawing, then yes, you should learn how to draw. That is the language. Drawing is the language of 2D animation.
Where did you learn to draw animals?
It's been a lifelong pursuit. I've been learning it, and I'm still learning it. I've been doing it as long as I could hold a pencil. I was interested in drawing animals. Now, I was a weird, creepy kid. I would bring home roadkill and stuff like that because I was fascinated by the anatomy, and so I would bring it home. And as long as it wasn't too mushed up, I would set it up and I would draw them so I could understand what was going on with the anatomy and that sort of thing. And so, you know, all that kind of stuff, skeletons and bones and all that, I've always studied them so I could understand, you know, the physiology and the physics of all of them, and the physical qualities, I should say. And so that is where I started learning, and I've just been doing it ever since. You want to get him?
Oh yeah. Another treat. A sweet treat. Mind the tail, mind the tail.
Yes.
What's that?
So here's Raja. Once again, this is a maquette of Raja. Oh, sorry.
We change the focus.
Yeah, put your arm there. Sorry, Dustin.
No worries, you're good.
So this is Raja the tiger from Aladdin.
A little lower.
Right here.
Yeah. And a little to your right.
Yeah, and I created him. And I always say him. I know a lot of people are, you know, some people think it's a she. In my mind, it's always been a he. Raja has always been a boy, and he protects.
In the script, he was a boy, right?
Yes. I don't think it was ever specifically said, but in my mind, he was always he. And so that's Raja right there. And one of the things, you know, I always talk about inspiration and where you can get inspiration from. And Raja, I was really struggling with his kind of fluid looking design. And I was walking down the street one day and I saw a Jaguar car parked next to the road, and I saw the hood ornament. And that hood ornament really inspired the final look of Raja. And so if you look at this pose, there's a lot of the same qualities in the way the character is built as in that hood ornament on the Jaguar car. So there you go.
Very nice.
And tigers have so many stripes, and so more than I could animate, and not have them kind of crawl all over the place. So I really had to think about simplifying his stripe design.
I never knew this, but Raja actually translates to king or prince.
Ah.
Did you know that?
I think I did, and maybe that's why, but I forgot because I think that's why I had it set in my head.
That could explain
Did you design any of the Brother Bear characters, or did you leave it to others?
I left it to others. I started the designs when I first came on. I had initial designs that I drew, and then everybody went off of those, but they really became their own.
But you did animate some of the movie too, right? There was a couple
Yeah,
shots.
I did a handful of shots of Kenai, and then I did one or two shots of Tinana. When Kenai first wakes up as a bear, and we're looking through his eyes, and she stands up into the frame, kind of wringing out a little cloth. I animated that when she stands up in the frame.
Rick on YouTube says, I just wanted to say thank you. I found you through YouTube and I bought some of your courses. I used to be a photoreal portrait artist and I've since moved to character design. Thanks for the well of information.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for saying so.
Again, if you want to check out Aaron's website, creatureartteacher.com, we've got over 800 hours of original art and animation lessons, and that's everything from digital art to traditional painting, drawing, and painting. We've got courses on storyboarding, storytelling, writing, sculpture, ZBrush, traditional clay sculpture, all kinds of stuff. It's really like a college level art education. You can get there for what we think is the best value in art education. In fact, we recently launched a lifetime membership, which is, if you go to creatureartteacher.com, we've got the two best deals of all time going on. We've got our animation mega bundle, which gets you all of Aaron's animation courses, which is $500 worth of courses for less than $50. Or you can get the lifetime membership plan, which gets you everything on the website, plus everything we release forever at one low price. That's all yours to keep, by the way. So our courses are not rentals. Once you get them, they are yours to keep.
And
Yes.
speaking of the courses and studios, we've also got 2 brand new courses that were released last week.
We sure do. We've got a course from Dustin Blaze, who's sitting right over here. His introduction to wildlife photography is 50% off right now at Creature Art Teacher. It's a brand new course. And we've also got a brand new course from Woody Woodman, Figure Drawing for Animation, where he takes you through not just drawing the figure, but once you learn to draw the figure, now what do you do with it? How do you pose it? How do you tell stories with the figure? How can you make up poses once you understand how it works? That's the purpose of that course. You start with the fundamentals of figure drawing, and then you apply it to storytelling. And in Dustin's course, he takes you through shooting photos out in the field. We go out into the wilderness and we shoot photos of birds and alligators and otters and rabbits and all kinds of stuff. And then he takes you back in the studio and shows you how to edit them. And before that, he teaches you just the basics of how to use a camera. So it's a great course.
So here's some of the characters that I've done over the years. There's Raja, there's Nala, there's Yao, and the Beast. I was lucky enough to be one of the animators of the Beast under Glenn Keane.
Monique wants to know if you're a digital illustrator, if you can get into animation.
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
You do a lot of your animating on a Cintiq.
I do. Yeah, I do. I do a lot of my animation digitally. I don't do everything on paper.
Speaking of paper though, if you'd like to own these originals, you can go to creatureartteacher.com/originals starting tomorrow, and these images will be for sale. And if you sign up for our newsletter at the homepage of our website, creatureartteacher.com, we'll shoot you an email as soon as they go live.
Here is our polar bear from Snow Bear that we just finished. This is our character that created about 8 years ago. And then there's the Beast. There's Yao, there's Nala, and there's Raja going, what? And here's another one of our polar bear right here. Actually, I'll show you some of the animation from that. This is something that I animated earlier for you folks that are just coming on. I'm turning around. Did you have to readjust this after the focus on this? After I...
The focus, I didn't be part of the focus.
Okay, good.
It should be fine now.
We're good.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So there's a little example of paper animation where I have the character turning around quickly. You know, there's lots of different things to think about. The way the fur drags, the way the ears drag, the way the muzzle, mouth stretches and drags, and how do we turn these features, the features on the body in space, in the anatomy, and all of that. These are all different things you think about as you're animating. So animating, it's not just a creative endeavor, it's a very analytical endeavor as well, because you're really thinking from an analytical standpoint how things are moving in space. You really have to think about things three-dimensionally.
Kim Cooper asks, aside from burning, how do you like to store your 2D animations to keep it safe over time?
I've got flat files. I put everything in flat files. So here's something I did a couple of days ago
On TikTok.
on the TikTok. Him coming forward. Another one of our snow bear.
Where do you get your animation supplies?
It's funny you say that. The place I get it is from cartoonsupplies.com.
They're based out of Burbank, California.
Yeah.
And your Mitsubishi Highly pencils, I think you can order those on
I order those on Amazon, yeah. If you type in Mitsubishi Hi-Uni 10B, they come up. Now, this is something I did yesterday or the other day. A lot of people don't realize I do human characters too. And I wanted to just show a simple head turn on how that might look. So here I have this female character that we created on the spot the other day and animated her turning her head.
You ever worked on Balto?
I didn't work on Balto, no. I've got friends that worked on Balto, but I was never part of that film.
Was Balto Warner Brothers? Or was that Fox?
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Let me look that up real quick.
How do you maintain constant characters, a constant character look for every frame? Is that something that's a plus with vector rigged characters?
No, I do it visually by drawing it. And so you just have to be familiar with how the character is put together and, the construction of the character. And that's pretty much how we do it.
And the thing about the vector rigged, that's like puppet animation. So you don't have to worry about it looking the same because it's handled for you. But
Yeah, but I don't do that.
Nightmare Fuel asks, did you work on Bambi?
On Bambi? Yes, I worked on Bambi back in 1942.
How old do you think he is, guys?
Oh, Balto was Universal Pictures.
No, I didn't work on Bambi. Bambi was 1942, so that was a little bit before my time. I was born in 1968.
But it happens to be.
It happened to be my favorite film, though. My favorite animated film is Bambi.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm being a little of a smart aleck. But
I
yeah,
didn't realize that Kevin Bacon voiced Balto.
yes, he did.
I think I'm only 1 degree away from bacon. What about you? Have you ever met him?
I've never met Kevin Bacon.
I have.
Well, there you go.
Oh, so we're 2 degrees away from Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, he was at the Sarasota Film Festival. I mean, it was like, hi, nice to meet you.
Which year?
It was the Bacon Brothers performed.
Oh,
So
okay. Was Elvira there that year?
no, this was like 2008, somewhere in there. Let's say.
Because I literally, my shoulder bumped into William H. Macy one year. Just for something.
I remember nearly bumping my shoulder to Stan Lee once. That made my mouth drop. Hey, Stan.
Aaron has all the stories about, famous people, but I served Stephen King coffee once.
That's right.
So there. Oh, you're still at 926 people on TikTok.
Hey, thanks, guys. Hey, thanks, guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey, thanks, Shane.
Again, for people just joining us, we're going to make these original drawings available for sale on our website, creatureartteacher.com, starting tomorrow. If you go to creatureartteacher.com/originals. And if you join our newsletter right on our home site, on the homepage of our website, we'll let you know when they're up for sale.
So,
How long does it take for you to design a new character?
A few weeks. Up to, it could take a couple of months. The polar bear from Snow Bear, he took me a couple of weeks to, and even then, as I drew him, he evolved and changed through the course of me drawing him. The people that our live stream family will tell you that he changed quite a bit.
Walt Disney says, I remember working with Aaron Blaze on Bambi. Great memories.
Those office parties were crazy.
But Snow White,
Yeah.
the original Snow White, that was fun to work on.
In your complete animation bundle, do you teach drawing for animation?
I not necessarily. I wouldn't say I do teach. Appeal. We talk about appeal.
It's not a drawing course.
It's not a drawing course. No.
If you want to learn drawing for animation, I'd suggest picking up Aaron's character design course.
Yeah, because I do talk about
Designing for animation and drawing.
squat and moving the face and different things like that.
Although I do think, isn't one of the principles of animation solid drawing? Isn't that one of
Yes.
it? You do cover that.
And I talk about the importance of it.
This is Snow Bear.
Snow Bear.
And he's drawing.
Oh, people thinking this is Kenai?
Well, I think new people keep coming on. They're like, Brother Bear, Brother Bear.
It does kind of look like Brother Bear.
Although you did direct Brother Bear,
Yes.
this is Snow Bear, which isn't out yet, but
This is a polar bear, but heavily influenced probably by Brother Bear because I did co-direct it.
Brother Bear on Ice.
I mean, bears tend to look like, they have heads
Yeah.
and hair
Well, anytime I draw a tiger,
and noses.
everyone goes, "Oh, Shere Khan." It's like, no, it doesn't look like Shere Khan, but it is a tiger.
In the members only chat, greetings, Mr. Blaze. We've been trying to reach you to talk to you about your extended car warranty.
Oh, shoot. I've been trying to avoid you guys.
It was Walt Disney himself that said that.
Nice. But there is a really amazing timeshare opportunity. How do you overcome perfectionism?
I don't have to worry about it because everything I do is already perfect. No, you know what? It's never going to be perfect, and I definitely joke because I let stuff go all the time. You can work it and rework it and rework it, and there's something that John Lasseter used to say when we were making our films, and that is, our films are never finished. They're just released, and there's a certain point where you just got to let it go. And yeah, you can sit there and make it better and make it better. It can always be better, but other times just let it go. Move on to the next thing. And I'm really good at that. Matter of fact, I'm too good at that because a lot of times I'll go, okay, done, and I'll come back the next day and go, oops, no, I'm not, and I'll go and work on it some more. So sometimes you just got to walk away from it. Walk away from it, and you'll get a clear kind of view on it.
Again, I want to let people know that we've extended our Cyber Week sale over at Creature Art Teacher. We've got the biggest deals of the year.
Do you want to do what we were talking about earlier that Claudia was suggesting?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got some items from our good friends Lilo Roche that we're going to give away. And let's see, how do we want to do this giveaway? We could do it to people that join the newsletter. We could do it people that leave a comment. What do you think?
I think it should be the newsletter.
Okay.
Yeah, because you guys got to give us something.
Put up the newsletter slide, Dustin.
Newsletter.
So if you go to creatureartteacher.com/news or scan the QR code on your website on the screen, for those watching at TikTok, it's creatureartteacher.com/news. We have, do you want to do the books?
Yeah, let's do the books. A brand new pack. They're in there. They're in the bottom of the
They're
box.
in the bottom of the box.
Yep.
We've already been shipping them.
Yep.
We are going to ship you, we're going to pick.
So
who-
these are super cool. These are watercolor. These are
I've got a set that's already open. If you
these
don't
are
wanna
the Aaron
open those.
Blaze edition watercolor sketchbooks from Lilo Roche. We've got several of these. These are really cool. So they come in a really nice box like this. And I'm going to open it up. Sorry, I'm going to go off to the side here.
So you don't have to open those.
Oh, sorry. And they're wrapped. First of all, I just want to show you that they come very nicely wrapped in this beautiful paper. Very, very well protected. So there's that. But then there's three of these really nice sketchbooks. Got my catchphrase, put some beauty back into the world. And it's 300-pound cold press watercolor paper, and it is beautiful for drawing and painting. Actually, we don't have the one that I was working on, do we?
If they don't win
That's okay.
these-
Well, there's two other books right there. Are you sure it's not one of them?
I think I was painting in this one. That's okay.
If they don't win these, is there a place they can order these?
So these can be ordered
Yes, through
these
Lilo
can,
Roche.
These can be ordered at liloroche.com, but if you sign up for our newsletter, we're going to be randomly picking someone and we're going to be shipping you a full set of these.
Yeah.
In addition,
50
you'll
pages in each book.
That's a nice paper.
And each book has one of my paintings on the cover.
and in addition, you'll also get a free course delivered to your email on December 25th. Everybody who joins our newsletter is going to get that. So there's no downside. Even if you don't get the art books, you'll still get the free course on
So
December 25th.
somebody is going to get a free set of these watercolor sketchbooks that I think are just awesome to have on your shelf. And like I said, they come in a beautiful box like this, all wrapped and ready to go. All right.
Beautiful.
If you're already a member of the newsletter, congratulations, you're already eligible.
We're going to be pulling from our newsletter group.
And Lilo Roche is just giving
Yeah.
awesome products anyway.
Go to liloroche.com and support them. They are amazing. They're a husband and wife business from India. We've been friends with them for years, and they just create the best products. I've got four art bags from them that I use, and they're just wonderful.
A small business in India that they employ women.
Yes. It's all local employment, so they're helping people, giving them jobs. It's a wonderful business.
The art bags are so cool.
You want to grab one?
You have
Can you grab my bait, my
a
burgundy
number
one?
of them, different sizes.
Yeah. So if you go to their website and check out their arties, this is one that I have. It says Lilo Roche on the cover. I signed it, but it's their fabric, all handmade, and they open up really nicely. Lots of different places to put all of your utensils. Nice big area for your sketchbooks, which I have here. I love these, and they can customize them as well. And the shoulder strap, we've got more back here.
The small ones, giant ones.
Yeah, they're just really wonderful. Like I said, I've got several of these. I've taken them all over the world, and I love them. I absolutely love them. And they're very affordable.
There goes my wallet, says Pico. They're really well made.
And really wonderful people.
And they have a Facebook page too, right, Lilo Roche?
Yes, they do. I only support people I like, and I really like them.
Any updates on the art boxes?
No, I don't have any updates on the art boxes. We've got them. My father's, he's been a little sidetracked, but we'll do something with them. I promise. Because I know we made a promise a while back, and they kind of fell by the wayside because we just had a lot going on. So, for lack of a better way of explaining
I
it,
mean, he's, what, 85?
and he's 85. Yeah.
Dustin,
But I mean it's more on me than him.
They're like, get him to work. Get him to work now.
Yeah.
Dustin, can you put the newsletter slide up for a second? Because I think the mic might have gone out when that was up. I want to double check
Is
it.
the newsletter free?
Yes.
Yes, the newsletter is free.
You just have to
Yeah.
put
Yeah,
in your
it's working.
email.
Okay. So yeah, go to creatureartteacher.com/news. You'll be eligible for the giveaway. You'll also get the free course on December 25th. And we'll notify you tomorrow when the original art goes live.
Yeah, there's no charge for the newsletter at all. We just want to be able to get the word out to people.
And we've got a lot of cool newsletter stuff coming up, so it's a great time to join.
Yeah, we're going to be putting more educational content into our newsletters too, so you're not just opening spam. We want you to benefit from it. I hate spam, so I don't want to do that to you guys.
And we never, ever, ever have, nor will we ever will, sell email addresses.
No, we won't do that either.
We try to run the business the way we would like to be customers of the business.
Exactly.
That's our whole approach.
All right, there's another one. There's another snow bear making his snow bear. How about one more?
One more?
Did you ever work with John Lasseter, and how much of an influence was he at Disney? Wasn't he at Pixar?
He was at Pixar, but he also, when the regime changed, yes, I did work with John Lasseter. I worked with John Lasseter a lot, actually, on a daily basis. And when Pixar came into the mix, he became the head of our the creative head of our studio as well. So he would split his time between Pixar and our studio in California.
Yeah, so when Disney purchased Pixar, he became the head of Disney Animation as well as Pixar Animation.
Yes, exactly. Pete Docter is now running Pixar.
And Disney, right? Or is he
No,
just
no,
Pixar?
just Pixar.
They split it again?
Yes. The person running Disney just changed, so I'm not sure who's doing it now.
Have you ever animated a reptile?
Yes. I animated Joanna from The Rescuers Down Under.
What's the name of the animation paper you're using? It's called animation paper.
Yeah, but it's the size is 16 field. That's the specific size of it, and you can get it from cartoonsupplies.com.
Stacy Lynn says, I subscribe to the newsletter.
Hey,
Thank you, Stacy.
Welcome aboard.
Rita says, Creature Art Teacher is the only newsletter email I check when I receive them.
Oh,
Well, thank
good.
you.
Thank you. Yes.
It's always good stuff.
Well, hopefully it's going to get better.
Good stuff.
We're always striving to improve. In your opinion, what sells animation the most? Is it the poses? I know some principles goes hand in hand. Is it timing? Is it spacing? Is it exaggeration? Or is it squash and stretch?
It's all of them. It's all of that. They all become part of the finished product. So you can't have one without the other. They all are the performance, all of that. A great performance is based on great posing, which is based on, the performance is also great spacing and timing and all of that. It all comes together.
Can that Lilo Roche bag be customized with straps to attach a collapsible stool for plein air sketching?
Yes, I know they'll work with you on customizing your bag.
Yeah, if you go to liloroche.com, they do work on custom bags. I don't think they do it as much as they used to because they're so busy, but if you're patient, I'm sure they can work with you.
Santa Poot, oh, that's funny, says, I bought the lifetime membership. Is the site going to stay up for decades to come?
That's
Yes,
the plan.
we are going to be up at least for the next week.
Couple of jokes today.
Yes, we are definitely going to be up.
You missed your calling.
We actually are, we're coming up on our 11-year anniversary.
Yeah, we've
So-
been around for a long time, and we're not going on anywhere anytime soon.
The great thing about the content is that it's already recorded and exists,
Yep.
So
And thank you, by the way, for getting a lifetime membership. I know that's a big commitment financially, and so thank you.
you never have to pay anything again for a course on the site.
Nope, it's right. Ever again.
And it's not like it's, thousands of dollars like art school.
Were you ever involved?
No, right?
Were you ever involved in any of the alternate editions of The Lion King, like the 2003 special edition or the 2011 Diamond
No,
edition?
but I was involved with the special edition of Beauty and the Beast. So when they re-released Beauty and the Beast special edition with the added song, I animated the Beast when he's trying to learn how to read, because he had never learned how to read. And so there's a whole section in there where Belle is teaching him how to read Romeo and Juliet. And I animated the Beast. He's trying, she's reading to him, and then she hands him the book and she says, okay, you try. And he's trying to play off like he knows how to read, and he's working at it, and ultimately he just gives up and he says, I can't. But then she starts to teach him. It's a really sweet little scene.
Is that Winnie the Pooh that he's holding in your drawing?
This is Snow Bear. This is a bear made out of snow that he's got his arm around. This is his buddy that he makes.
And Harry asks, I'm about to pick up one of your painting courses. I've always struggled with it, and I know a lot of other people do too. This might be a silly question I have is, how do I get over that struggle?
Doing it a lot. That's how you get over the struggle of anything, right? You have to do it a lot. And so the more you do it, the better you get at it. And you just got to go through it's like learning to walk when you're a baby. You fall down. But then after a while you don't fall down as much. And then all of a sudden you're running, and next thing you know you're dancing and all that kind of stuff. And so you just have to practice.
Oh, I forgot to turn on Do Not Disturb, didn't we?
Sorry, my phone was ringing.
Somebody trying to cry. And you also talk about not being thick. Your drawings aren't precious or your paintings. But don't be afraid.
Yeah, don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Like, you can always paint another one.
Yeah.
Was the special edition of Beauty and the Beast done back in 1991 but only completed in 2003, or was it all done in 03?
It was all done in 03. But it was a song that was done, that was cut from the original film, but it was never animated.
Shannon says your pencil strokes are so satisfying.
Thanks.
YouTube comment, I just subscribed to your newsletter and I just finished the gesture drawing course. I had a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. I put a little extender on my pencil because it's getting a little short.
Will 2D animation ever come back?
I don't know that it's ever left. Now, if you mean, will it come back like it was in the 90s in the theaters? I don't know. But we're definitely working on it. But there's still a lot of, Cartoon Saloon is one we always mention. There's a lot of studios out there still making 2D. The Wolf Walkers and Secret of the Kells and Song of the Sea. These are all films that were done and done by Cartoon Saloon and
Sergio Pablo Studio Spa.
Spa. Exactly. They did Klaus, the film Klaus.
And Ghibli.
So it's I don't think it'll ever go away. I don't know if it'll ever be as mainstream because obviously quite frankly back in the 90s we didn't have all the variety of mediums. Sorry, not media, mediums. We didn't have the variety of media either. But so it's it's always going to have to share space with CG and AI. AI is going to make a mark somehow. I don't want to open it up to that discussion, but AI is here to stay, and we're going to have to learn how to adapt to that. So me personally, I'm just going to keep making hand-drawn animation because I love it. I love making 2D animation.
Ron wants to know if me and Nick would like to animate. Nick?
I went to school for animation.
Sweet.
I'm rusty as heck, but I've done it.
I've thought about it. It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard, but it's satisfying. Vedanta started scratching the surface with it, and you got a little bug.
Someone said, wait, there's a gesture drawing course? Yes, at creatureartteacher.com, and it's $50 off right now. It's just $10.
Is that the one I did?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Like anything, it takes dedication.
Yeah, it really does. It takes dedication and it takes a willingness to work at it. It's like anything else. The more you work at it, you put the time in, you'll get the payoffs.
Backing up just to make it more about me for a second.
Sure.
Well, I think that's part of the reason Aaron and I work so well together is that even though I'm not a practicing animator at this point, I still come from that world. Like I understand what he's talking about. I also taught at Ringling for a while, so I try to wear multiple hats in terms of like, okay, what does the student need to know? What is what's something we can explain better? That's always been.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love with Nick when we put out a new course is that he'll look at it from the student point of view and say, hey, you know what, you can. Maybe you can explain this a little bit better, or maybe you could elaborate on this, and it really helps.
Yeah, being around other artists, I think
Yeah.
They get it.
but I'm very fortunate to now be working with Aaron. When I went to school, I went to school right after the switch from 2D to 3D. So I wanted to do 2D animation, but at that point, everything had already shifted over. This was post Toy Story. So everything was shifting to CG at that point. And, I enjoyed computer animation, but I was never passionate about it.
Yeah.
So, we do actually have a Blender course coming soon, though. We're excited about that.
Yeah, we like, we're not against 2D or 3D animation. Don't get us wrong. It's just, it's not my background.
Is that what Jeff Chu?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome. Waiting for that. And Blue Pie says, "Oh my God, waiting for the Blender one so much."
Good. Yeah, that one's gonna be good.
Someone said with Cartoon Saloon, don't forget about Breadwinner.
And
Oh,
Breadwinner, yes, thank
Yep.
you. I'm sorry.
Breadwinner.
Yep.
Scala says, "My kids love 90s animation. They're 2 and 4."
Mm.
90s is, yeah.
Yeah. There's just something about that.
That was your era.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
Well, from a filmmaking standpoint, you could argue that was the peak of 2D because
It really was.
the pipeline was perfected, the business was perfected, there was more films coming out than ever, from Disney.
Disney was hiring
Even more than the
illustrators,
40s, you know?
right? Disney was hiring artists and illustrators
Yeah.
to teach them how to animate.
Well, and not only that, you also had, even outside of Disney, you had stuff like Iron Giant. You had
Oh, yeah, exactly. Which
Anastasia.
wasn't happening to the same degree, back in the 40s and 50s. There were
Mhm.
other studios, but
Ferngully,
yeah, Ferngully.
Secret of Nim.
That's all the way back to the 80s,
Oh, it's in the 80s, yeah.
early 80s.
Then like the early 2000s, late 90s, we had well, besides Brother Bear, like Treasure Planet, Atlantis.
All right, so here we go. So we've got, sorry, Dustin, but I'm going to cut you off there. So these are going to be available on our website. There's one drawing of Snow Bear and Glenn, our polar bear. There's another one where he's adjusting his head. Another one where he's sculpting his head. These are all of our Snow Bear drawings. And then we'll also have these available here that we animated. These are all animation drawings. All of this will be available on the site. There he is turning his head around. Woo! There's some animation. So funny, I was doing digital drawing for so long. I started drawing again on paper about 4 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it was really, really clunky. Today felt really nice.
Is it trying to undo
Yeah.
and freeform?
So today felt great. Today I was in the zone, so I'm glad you guys were there with me.
You were in the zone.
In the auto zone, yes. And then there's Beast. There's Yao.
King of the Rock.
There's Nala. There's Raja. So there's those. Then we've got Ophelia. Right here. There's Ophelia.
There's actually a song by the Lumineers called Ophelia. Oh, Ophelia.
Oh, yeah? So there she is turning her head. Just simple little head turn, but I wanted you guys to see the action. Got a bunch of drawings in here that we've done over the last few days. And then here he is coming forward. But I did this demo on a TikTok live stream the other day.
All of these drawings are going to be available for sale starting tomorrow at creatureartteacher.com. If you're watching this after the fact, that'll be Saturday, December 7th. go to creatureartteacher.com/originals.
So there you go, folks. There is Snow Bear. There's Ophelia. There she is, looking kind of tired, opening her eyes. There's Ophelia here. And then, just trying to get everyone separated, there's the Beast. There is Yao.
Mary Beth says, I finally made a live stream. Hey there, Mary Beth.
Hey, Mary Beth. Nala.
I think we're wrapping up.
We are wrapping up. There's Raja. Here is another one of our bear, Glenn, our polar bear, turning around really fast. Hello. Hello.
We're gonna be doing every Friday though from now on.
Yep,
Yeah, we-
every Friday. From
Now
on.
that Snow Bear is finished, we are back to streaming every Friday for
Yeah.
members and public. So we do a private stream for members every Friday, and we'll also be doing a public stream every
Is it
day.
gonna stay at the same times?
Yes, the plan
Yes.
for now. That's the plan. So the plan is 11 a.m. for members, 1 p.m. These are Eastern time, by the way. So 11 a.m. Eastern, members, 1 p.m. public stream. Sometimes the streams are going to be connected. Like today, he was doing drawings in both. Sometimes they might be totally different. So there's always going to be a reason to be a member because there's
Or
going to be.
digital animation?
Mhm.
Exactly. So you never know what you're going to get. And here's the one of the side effects of drawing on paper and drawing the way I draw is you get a lot of graphite on your hands.
But it's delicious.
Nice
so
and
there's that.
shiny. Gets on everything, especially your face.
Oh, it's like-
So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today. And once again, go on over and sign up for our newsletter so you don't miss out on anything coming up. And go check out our website, creatureartteacher.com, for we've got a lot of great deals still going on from Cyber Monday and Black Friday. And next time.
Yeah, one last thing on that newsletter. Regardless, you'll get a free course on December 25th if you sign up in your inbox.
Yeah,
So
even if you don't get the watercolor stuff, you're going to get a free course.
Yep. So creatureartteacher.com/news. Free course. Get it while it's hot.
Thanks, you guys. Bye. Have a great weekend.
Bye,
Yeah,
everybody.